A battle over control of private litigation from the fallout of FTX is brewing. Joining us now to discuss is the Moskowitz law firm managing partner Adam Moskowitz. Adam, your firm filed a petition last week requesting a special panel of judges to move all of the private FTX cases to federal court in Miami. Tell us why.
Sure. We've been battling against Voyager for about a year and a half. And we've learned some very important lessons from the bankruptcy, because the bankruptcy could really take 8 or 9 years, and then the investors would see nothing. So we learned a great deal about how to navigate this actual issue of cryptocurrency through the bankruptcy court while we still have a district court case going at the same time. And we've enacted that same procedure for FTX. And we want to make sure that all investors have an avenue for recovery. It's not a competition of cases. We're happy to work with all people. It's just that the MDL panel is an important vehicle. If there's so many cases pending around the country, a defendant can use that to take advantage of the activities of the plaintiffs.
All right. Why Florida is the jurisdiction?
Oh, well, clearly with FTX is based in Florida. So if we're going to have the case, what we're suing under is Florida's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act and Florida's security laws. So because FTX was based in Florida, you can use those laws nationwide for all investors. Someone who lived in Wyoming, California, Alaska, Georgia, everyone can take the benefit of the Florida law because the defendant was based here. And that's why we filed here.
And your firm is also litigating claims that some of the celebrities that endorsed FTX, like Tom Brady, as well as Larry David, should be held liable for violating Florida law. Why them?
Oh, absolutely. And those are no-brainer cases. I know sometimes in the media, people are saying, why would you sue Steph Curry for a sub sandwich? But the SEC and the FTC warned these celebrities in 2017. They said, if you promote cryptocurrency, because at the time, Kim Kardashian, DJ Khaled, and a few others were doing it. They said, if these are unregistered securities, you will be liable for aiding and abetting an unregistered security. And you have to say that you're a paid endorser or you'll be violating the anti-touting laws. These have been around since 1946. So it's no surprise now that there's claims against all of these people, like Shaquille O'Neal that got on TV and said, I'm all in. Are you? The truth was he never went near cryptocurrency. He was lying to the public. And Sam and a lot of the people at FTX knew that if they followed the law and had their celebrity say, hi, I'm Tom Brady, I was just given $100 million, those commercials wouldn't be effective. So somebody must have told these celebrities, hey, did you check out if these are unregistered securities or not? And you see every day there's a development. The FTX token is now an unregistered security. Yesterday it was the new token, the BUSD token. Last week the SEC said staking, just the practice of staking is the practice of unregistered securities.
Well,
just to clarify, with the celebrity issue, the issue isn't so much about the unregistered securities, it's about the disclosure for being paid, or what exactly is the case against these celebrities?
The main idea is if these are unregistered securities, most states have blue sky laws. You cannot aid and abet the sale of an unregistered security, period. It's strict liability. There's no defense. Did you see the commercial? Did I believe in the commercial? The government has put the burden on the celebrity so that if it's an unregistered security and you promote it, like Kim Kardashian did, like Tom Brady did, you are liable, period. There's no defense.
Well, Kim Kardashian actually specifically, it was about disclosure. That's what they got her on. It wasn't just, right? The Kim Kardashian case was quite cut and dry. It was because she didn't disclose clearly enough that, she was being paid for the endorsement, was my understanding.
Absolutely. And that judge says the only thing I can rule on is what's presented before me. I'm telling you that the safer and the stronger strategy is to say that all of these people promoted an unregistered security. The juicier part is, yes, they also got out and they were celebrities and they were used and didn't disclose they were getting money as a paid endorser. That's true. and that violates the Florida law as well. But I'm telling you, the more clear, simple question is, are these unregistered securities? And we've asked a state judge in Florida to make that immediate ruling.
But here's the thing. When people were watching, let's say, Tom Brady, he wasn't touting a specific token. He was touting a platform. It's the same way as we see Matthew McConaughey touting a car. He's not touting buying gas. He's touting, all right, you get in the car, you drive. Same thing with Tom Brady. I mean, first of all, no one's going to take advice from Tom Brady. The guy just gave up Gisele Bündchen to throw a football around for a year. So who's taking him seriously on anything?
They were both preaching FTX. Don't forget, she's also a paid ambassador. But let me explain.
They weren't saying buy the FTX token. They're saying go trade on FTX. They weren't saying that's a different issue than if they were touting a security. No.
I'll tell you why. In 2017, the SEC said to BlockFi, Coinbase, Voyager, and FTX, your interest accounts have rewards. The rewards are interests. So every interest account is the sale of an unregistered security because they include tokens. You couldn't have opened an FTX account without automatically being in their interest account. There's nobody who is in an FTX interest account that didn't have FTX tokens traded for them. So that's the link. There is no one else. If you have an FTX account, you're automatically put into the interest account because that's what people wanted. You automatically got back 7%, 8% interest. That interest, which they call a reward, is the Howey test. Are you making money because of other people's efforts? Yes, you're making interest. So I know it's one step further, but when Steph Curry says, I don't know anything, I just know I'm safe with FTX, and you went ahead and bought an FTX account, that account itself, as the SEC has said, is an interest account, which is an unregistered security. I mean, the court's going to have to figure that out, and that's why we went to Florida State Court and Florida Federal Court, because the State Court, we're not asking for a class action. We're asking for a DEC action. Just rule that this one account is an unregistered security. That'll have global implications. And that's why the defendants are fighting us tooth and nail. We have 30 of the largest defense firms in the country, sending us new pleadings and motions on a daily basis. We took Mark Cuban's deposition last week. We're taking Steve Ehrlich's deposition next week. We're moving fast. So these customers are going to see relief in the next 6 months. It's not going to be 7 or 8 years.
Who's paying all these legal fees? And how much does it rack up to?
We are. I have a co-lead counsel, David Boyes, and his firm. And David is one of the most respected lawyers in the country. We knew we had a war. We have a war chest. You're ready to take on anyone. We've had experts working from Oxford, England, around the world.
At the end of the day, the true winners are going to be the lawyers.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. I would say the investors, because the investors are the one who lost their money. And they lost everything.
And according to a Reuters report, there's another group of firms that think that San Francisco federal court is the appropriate place to litigate the FTX cases. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they've never called us, and I know them. There's a lawyer out there, Dan Gerard, who's a friend of mine. They never called us. They did bring a case against Silvergate Bank. And they brought it recently. We've been doing these cases for almost 2 years. We're happy to work with others. We're just saying the cases should be here in Miami, Florida, because you're going to use Florida law. That's all. We want to make sure when the MDL panel meets in 3 months from now, if that's a vehicle that needs to be used, let's use it for the investors, all investors.
All right. Well, Adam, thanks so much. We should also note that last night we reached out for comment to Sam Bankman-Fried along with Latham & Watkins, the firm which represents FTX celebrity endorsers, including Brady and David, and have not heard back. Nonetheless, Adam, thank you for your insights. That was the Moskowitz law firm managing partner, Adam Moskowitz.